creating a loving, vibrant world that works for all. So we are compassionate with everything that we do, say, and how we show up in the world with everyone, with all different races, genders, beings. It doesn't, with all of life, with all of life. It's so important that we are kind and generous and compassionate. And I think that is part of why we're here at CSL White Rock for that. So we always talk about 4 different things every week here. You'll hear them threaded in and out of our talks. And just by the way, for anybody new, I'm Rev Tamara. And the first one is that there is only one life, and it is the source of all things. 2, we are spirit having a human experience. And 3, nothing outside of us needs to change for us to be happy. And 4, we're here to walk each other home. So as we know these things and take them into thought, let's take them into prayer. As we take a moment of silence. And we connect to our heart and know that capital T truth, that there is only one mind, one love, one life, and that life is good. It is joy, it is awe, it is wonder. It is endless possibility. So today I know that I am one with all those qualities of that divine essence. So as I know it for myself, I know it for each of you. And today is the day of love. Today is the day of joy. Today is the day of inspiration. Today is the day that we take a moment to listen to that still, quiet voice. That intuition that is operating in, through, and as each of us. So today I'm so grateful for this time together, for this opening, for our musicians, for our volunteers, for our people who led meditation, for everyone who shows up today to walk this path, this spiritual path of growth in our community of CSL White Rock. So I let these words flow into that law of mind that always says yes. I let it be, I let it go, and ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. And now I get to welcome our wonderful musician, Nathen Aswell.
Thank you, Tamara. Good morning, everybody, in person and online. We've done this one many times, right here, right now, so let's sing it out. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, change in my heart. Everything I need I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am.
And you want to dance, right? And you want to just keep longer, more dancing. Am I okay? Am I? I don't know, but I always like to take a moment for myself here and look at every one of you, welcoming you in this gathering to remember who and what we really are. That's our job, because sometimes we forget. So I invite you to just breathe in and out and letting go of thoughts, beliefs, worries, questions, things to do. I like to see all of this in a white cloud, and it's just floating away. Being here in this place of silence, quiet, connection with spirit. Spirit that is everywhere, that is within each one of us, never leaves us. We just need to bring some attention to it. So, the truth is, I have a friend within me who is closer than my shadow. This friend anticipates my every desire, knows my every need, and governs my every act. This friend is the God within my own soul. This friend within me is infinite. This friend is not limited by previous experiences. This friend within me is different from all other persons. Yet, this friend is united with all. Let's invite this friend within us to make itself known to each one of us right now. Inviting this friend and this friend within me lives in a state of peace, always above fear, beyond hurt, continuously looking after my well-being. With gratitude for knowing this truth that never change. This moment of connection with spirit within. A breath away. Always guiding us in our decision making, in our release of belief and thoughts that are in the way of experiencing deeper and deeper connection with spirit. What do I need to embrace today to deepen my connection with you, Spirit? Self-love is coming for me, always. Deeper, unconditional self-love. And we breathe in gratitude and love and peace and joy and wisdom. And we open our eyes here sometimes. Namaste, beautiful people. To be continued. Thank you, Nathan.
take a break. Whatever can wait. Allow here and now to unfold. Let wisdom come quietly in to your heart. Be still and find peace in your soul. Like a seedling in the springtime, ripe and ready on its tree. Disconnect from all your worries and be free. Like a gently flowing river that surrenders to the sea. Empty out your expectations and just be. And breathe, contemplate. Let all the rest wait. Allow here and now to unfold. Let wisdom come quietly in to your heart. Be still and find peace in your soul. Everything has its own season. Everything has its own place. Everything has its own purpose, its own grace. Like a happy smiling baby playing with her favorite toy. We are here to know and savor complete joy. So stop, take a break. Let all the rest wait. Allow here and now to unfold. Let wisdom come quietly in to your heart. Be still and find peace in your soul. So stop and be still. Stop, be still. Stop.
Wow. Beautiful, Nathan. Thank you. It's so amazing to me when I just send out the newsletter and our musicians just read the title of what I'm going to talk about. And my prayer practitioner, like Diane, just reads the title of what I'm going to be talking about. And they come up with the most amazing meditations and songs that fit within it's Spirit working right here, right now, through everything. So it's so fabulous. And that, Diane, I love that. What book was that from? all the time. I can understand why. It was the invisible power for the people online that she carries around with her. It's by Ernest Holmes. So today, my talk is on the still small voice. And Nathen nailed it with that, taking that time to be still and quiet. Because that's where that voice comes to us. That's when it is that place that we know that we can tune into, and it will guide us in ways that we may not even know. I'm going to start with a quote by Eckhart Tolle. He says, when you recognize that there is a voice in your head that pretends to be you and never stops speaking, you're coming out of the unconscious identification with the stream of thoughts. When you notice that voice, you realize you're not that voice, the thinker, but you are the one who is aware of it. You are the one who is aware of it. And the freedom lies in knowing yourself as the consciousness behind the voice. The consciousness behind the voice. You know, we think about that still small voice, and what does it mean? What is that? And, you know, in our teaching here, we call it intuition. Intuition. And Ernest Holmes says intuition is the divine in everyone, revealing to them the realities of being. Just as instinct guides the animal, so would intuition guide us. If we allow it to operate through us. The ability to know without any process of reasoning, because God only knows intuitively. So, as we are part of the divine and in this space, we know then that we are intuitive. And it's a piece of us that sometimes gets shut off when we're little, because people say, you know, they don't encourage children sometimes to listen to that inner guidance, that gut feeling, because as parents, we always know better. So, you know, we'll do things and make choices for our children or for people around us that aren't necessarily the best serving for them. And it's all with good intention. I don't think any of us ever do anything that is meant to harm or be that. But it'd be like could you imagine if we had, remember the movie Pinocchio? Right? Jiminy Cricket, that little conscience. And I started thinking about it. And then I thought about, okay, I'm dating myself, people, but Fred Flintstone. Right? And he had this one episode where he was with Barney and he bought a lottery ticket. And he had the little angel on one side and the little devil on the other side. And should he share it with Barney or shouldn't he? Because Barney was this just sweet man giving him all these wonderful compliments about how unselfish Fred was and how kind and generous. And Fred was like, not so sure. I want to share my winnings. But in the end, he did share. But that Jiminy Cricket, wouldn't it be nice to have that voice that would just tell us, do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. But guess what? We actually have our own Jiminy Cricket. And it is that friend within that Diane talked about that is closer to us than our shadow. It is that friend within that we listen to in those times. But it's important that we take the moment to be still and connect. It is the time that we turn right instead of left because something told us to. And later on you listened to the radio and heard there was a accident or something that happens. And even today, it's the thinking of someone and they show up. It is the wondering how somebody is doing and you see them online. Right? It's those times where we start to listen and we see all those serendipitous things, but are they really serendipitous? Maybe. Or our thoughts have led us to where they are, to where we are with noticing and recognizing these little miracles because that's what they are, little miracles all the time happening around us. We might not call it that, but that's what it is. So I know this still small voice has shown up for me in times, even becoming a minister. I think of my journey. I was telling somebody my story the other day about how I became from banker to minister into this practice. And I remember showing up the first time with Rev Terry and listening and going, oh, this is it. I think I've finally found my home, my spiritual home. And then he talked about needing help on the board. I'm like, oh, I've only been here not even 3 months. All of a sudden my hand was like, okay, pick me. I'll do it. And then all of a sudden classes started happening. And then he said practitioner training. And I had no idea what a prayer practitioner was at that time. And I'm like, I'm in, sign me up. I'll just do it. And then time went by and I had this call, this inkling, okay, I wanted to dive deeper. I wanted to do more. So then, minister training came up and I went off on a little different path with the metaphysical ministering, but it never felt right. I always knew that I wanted to come back to science of mind, that this is where my heart and my soul, that it spoke to me. So then the next thing I know, all of a sudden there, dear Janet said to me, oh, I'm surprised, Tamara, that you're not taking ministerial training with my daughter. And I'm like, what? It's in Canada? What are you talking about? I had no idea. So within a week, I had 100 bazillion pages of paperwork done and sent it all off to Kelowna and driving my car up to start ministerial training. But if I hadn't listened to that little voice, that those inklings that kept drawing me forward, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am. So it's important that we create space, that we take the time to dive in and listen. And, in this crazy world right now, there's so much going on. Reverend Savannah talked a bit about what was going on in her world last week. So it's so important that we listen to that still small voice, that divine. That divine is right here, right now. And as it's in me, it's in each of you as well. It's always, and that's the thing, is to remember that the divine voice, how it comes to you. Some of us hear words. Some of us hear songs. Like all of a sudden we'll be having a situation and a song will come up and we'll go, oh. And it'll go ding, 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 ding. What's that game that you drop the penny and it zigzags all the way down, right? Or it may be just a felt knowing, like I talked about earlier, turning right instead of left. Or it may be calling a friend because there's just something and then you find out that something is going on in their life. So it's important that we listen to that voice, but we allow ourselves the space to connect with it. But what's also important is that we get comfortable with it. Because guess what? We have that, besides my little angel voice that tells me to go left instead of right, call somebody, but then I have this voice over on the other side who says, what? Don't be stupid. Don't be silly. What are you doing? I know all these metaphysicians, physicians, whatever, everybody, who study the science of mind. It's that voice that I say stop to, but it is that little voice that always questions it. But that voice is coming from that place of my wounding, that place that's trying to keep me safe. That place that doesn't want me to maybe move or grow or change any way that I've been. Right? And so it's that place where I will lean in maybe to blaming somebody or shaming somebody else rather than turning inwards and asking myself, what is my part in this? Because with all of this, it is always about our inner work. It is always about the work that we're doing. And you know, this other little voice, some may call it the devil, some may call it our ego, our personality, may call it a phone saying hello to us. That's okay. That's okay, Norm. Right? And it's that personality, but it's that place that our heart maybe has been hurt at some point. And so it's that place that we need to have compassion and love for. You know, I think of it sometimes as that, in the Fred Flintstone, the little devil. And I looked up devil in the science mind because I was curious what Ernest Holmes would say about the devil. And I found this really interesting. He said, Ernie describes the devil as a thought of duality, anything that would deny the oneness and allness of good. The only devil we shall ever know will be that which appears as a result of our negative thinking. Right? So that's that place in our mind that goes through and tells us. And, you know, our ego does a great job of protecting us. And I know Reverend Terry used to always say, the best thing we can do is to give our ego another job description. And that could be to help us grow and to move forward and be able to take risks. So how do we know that we're listening to our still small voice or our negative wound-based voice? So there's a couple ways to think about it. The first one is that still small voice will always align with your values. It will never push you into being out of integrity. It always directs you towards your personal growth, right? It's not going to keep you stagnant. Change is inevitable, right? So it moves you through. And then the third way that it does, so it always align with your personal values. It'll direct you to your growth. And the third, and in that personal growth, it will never hurt or harm you. It will never be mean to that small little person that's inside that sometimes just needs that love and tenderness. And the third thing is that it will always get you to act in love, to respond in love, because that is the peace. You know, we'll have those, there's always so much going on in the world, and when we can be in that negative place of responding from that scared, wounded place, that is when we know we've got to wrap up that little person, whoever's in there, and just give them a hug. And I know that might sound kind of woo-hoo out there, but we are parenting our little one inside of us to help us grow and to move forward. So how do we move through all of this? And that is always what we talk about here a lot of times, is we turn to our spiritual practice. We turn to the thing that connects us to the divine. Again, going back to Diane's meditation, that best friend within, because it is always looking out for us. It wants the best for us at all times. It wants us to express the highest and best version of who we can be at any time. How can it want anything different? Because that divine is full of endless possibility. It is always shifting and changing and growing. You think of all the changes we've had in the world. You know, our world is shifting and changing. But that's a good thing. And yeah, there's some things that maybe are not as how we would like it. We'll judge it and say, oh, this maybe isn't for me. But that's okay. It is the world that is coming through. So we need to turn down the noise, is one of the first things that we can do to start listening to that small inner voice. We can be aware and turn down the radio, turn down the news, turn down our social media, right? Because we're not built to be bombarded every day by all the things that we hear, right? We're always, I've stopped wearing my Apple Watch because I'm tired of getting all the notifications all the time. Okay, I haven't given up my Aura ring, but I've given up my Apple Watch, right? And so it's always like, even in the middle of my talk, if somebody texted me or an email popped in, and it draws me out rather than keeping me present with where I am right here, right now. And there's so many times that that happens. So it's about turning off the social media, the emails, the texts, and turning it down. Not totally, I should say, not turning it off, turning it down. Because you know what? There are times we need to be aware of what's going on in the world. We need to be safe. We don't need anything, but it's for us to be informed. So it's using it in those ways. So we get to look at what's happening then in front of us when we've turned down that outer noise. But then guess what? We have some inner noise. Those challenges that we have maybe with some relationships, maybe I yelled at my husband, or I grumped at somebody, or I got frustrated with my mother because for the umpteenth time, how do I work this cell phone, right? And I'm like, Mom, I don't know, it's an Android, I'm an Apple person, right? No, kidding aside, right? It's those times that where we can become angry and yell or do the different things because guess what? I want to be right. I woke up this morning and I'm going to be right about life. But guess what? Sometimes the other person I'm talking to, they woke up and they wanted to be right over on this other side. So it's being in that place of allowing, right? It's where it's allowing that other person to be right. It's allowing to step back. So when I can let go of that I am right all the time, and I can start turning down that noise within. Right? Because I can say to myself, oh, if only people would listen or pay attention, I know this could solve this problem. But the thing is, that might not be the right thing for those people. Everybody has different choices to make in their life. So, it's when I get into those places that I stop, be still, take a breath. Maybe I change the subject. Maybe I go, you know what, let's just agree to disagree on this because really at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Or maybe I decide that I love this person, but the best way I can interact with them is by removing myself. Because then I can still love them, but I don't have to butt up to it every day. And I can come back to it when I've done my healing work. When I've done my work, I can step back into that ring at any time. So if we stop and show up in the world as being that place of change and shifting our thoughts, and we let go maybe of people pleasing, right? Because that can be part of it too. We want everybody to be happy. When I can let go of what others think of me, of how they think I should be showing, what I should be, blah, 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 on and on and on. Where that's not important. What's important is what the divine guides me to. What I know is right for me, not what everybody else says I should do. So when I can stop being the noise and I can slow down, I can be that place of peace. I can stay grounded and I can show up as peace. And I can be calm for myself or for whoever needs it. It's kind of like imagine the eye of the hurricane. Right? All the winds are swirling all around, everything's going, but in the center, there is that space where it's quiet and it's calm. And if you're in the middle of it, you can look up and you can see the blue sky. So how do I get into that space of all the chaos of all the world? Because I guess we can look outside and maybe look at politics or look at all sorts of things, and we can be in that chaos. Or do we take that step through the wind and into that center and ground ourselves? Ground ourselves with our spiritual practice, ground ourselves with prayer, and just know that we can be the place of peace. And when we show up as peace for ourselves, other people are attracted to that. And whoever else might need that peace might come and talk to you, might reach out. because you are exuding that energy of peace. Oh goodness, 5 minutes. Whew. All right. So, how do we get quiet and still and get to that place of peace? And that is with our spiritual practice. It's with our spiritual practice. It is with meditation. It is with visioning. It is with practicing the presence. And today I was thinking about meditation as we've listened to it. There's, meditation in the back before we start and online. Then there's meditation here. And yet things are always happening around us. Sometimes during the meditation, people come in through the door. Somebody has a cough. They open up a candy wrapper. Somebody's phone goes off. No. Right? And then we can get annoyed and we can go that. But the thing is, what we want to practice, what the skill is like building that muscle, is that we go, okay, I'm meditating. And then we hear something. And then we're like, no, I'm meditating. And then something else draws us. No, I'm meditating. Right? That is the muscle we want to build. We don't want to build that muscle in that perfect conditional world, because guess what? When we get caught up in that chaos, we don't have the practice to know it's like, oh my goodness, all this is going on. But if we've been practicing and saying thank you to the phone, saying thank you to the unwrapping of the candy wrapper, thank you to the person walking by who accidentally is vacuuming outside my door when I'm doing Tuesday morning meditation, right? And say, yes, because I can go out and I can come back. I can go out and I can come back. So it's important to practice whatever way it is for you, meditation. The third thing is visioning. It's something, if that is the place where if we're seeking specific information about something, that we can vision for it. We can ask Spirit to give us the highest and best version of what it is that we want to experience. And we have a specific way that we vision here at CSL, and it is a practice that we use quite regularly, and it is based on Michael Beckwith's book, and it is visioning is a process by which we train ourselves to be able to hear, feel, see, and grasp the divine's plan for our life, for whatever particular project we're working on. It's based on the idea that we are not here to tell God what to do or to ask God for things, but to be available for what God is already doing, to open ourselves up, to grasp what is already happening. It is to catch that vision that that the divine has for us. I don't think God is male, but sometimes I get caught up in the reading of it. So that practice can show up in many different ways. We may think again words, but it may show up as a Ferris wheel. It may show up as something, and it might take you a little bit of time to uncover what that something is. But pay attention and listen. And then practicing the presence is when you soften into that space and time, when you're reading a beautiful meditation like Diane read today. It is knowing that the divine is everywhere present, and it is the sweet moments of life. That hug from your child, from your son that you maybe haven't seen for a while. Maybe it is the smile from a stranger that brightens your day. But it's also the vacuum. It is also those challenging moments in traffic. It is also anything that kind of ruffles your feathers. That is the divine as well. So it's remembering everything is of the divine. It is all good for us, and it's just, rather than attaching to how we expect it to be, it's letting go of that. So we want to be in that place of gratitude. When we connect with the time, we're grateful for all these moments that show up in our lives. We're grateful for life itself. So this week, homework, Michael, slide please. Every day, find time to practice that which leads you to lean in and listen to that small voice. And if you hear a message that is for you, pay attention. Follow it. Do it. Lean in. So there's two pieces. I didn't think I'd put all of it, but this quote here I found was so good. Turn off the news. Go outside. Breathe. You were never meant to carry the burden of the entire world. Right? So turn off. Silence the outside. Turn off. Pick one day that you can put aside your cell phone and see what happens. Put aside the things. I know people work and we have to do things, but even if it's an hour or two that you can turn everything off. So take the day off of news, social media, and take a screen-free day if you can. But go outside and breathe. With that, let's go into prayer. So today, knowing that we're softening into that presence of the divine, connecting with that best friend within, taking a moment to be still, connecting with the endless possibility of the universe, knowing that each of us are connected with that one mind, that divine wisdom, that we pay attention, listen to that small voice, move through the world as peace and kindness. As I know myself as peace, I know myself as love. So I am loving, I am grateful, I am joyful in every moment of the day. And I express kindness and compassion. So as I know all these things of myself, I know them of each of you here today and each of you listening online. Life always knows what it is doing, and it is always full, unfolding in perfection. I know it. I feel it. And each of us express it. So as I let these words go into that law of mind that always says yes, I have grateful heart. I let it be, I let it go, and ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. Thanks. And welcome back. Thank you. Nathen.
Thank you. I tune into the experts on all the TV shows. I read the books that tell me all the things that I should know. I ask my friends what they think of the things I'm going through. When no one has the answer, I know what to do. I listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, strong but gentle guide, with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart can hear. The other voices tell me that I'm not good enough to win the peace of mind they say that I'm not worthy of. And though they shout so loudly, sometimes I can hardly think. I know where to turn to find the source of my strength. I listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guide, with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart answer. It's up to me to ask. I wonder why so often the thing that I do last is listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guide with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper that only the heart can. Listen for the whisper deep down inside. Listen for the whisper, a strong but gentle guy with 1,000 different voices ringing in my ear. I listen for the whisper. Oh, I listen for the whisper that only the heart can hear.
That's fantastic. Did you write that?
I did not. Janice Stanfield wrote that one.
It's beautiful. Listen for the whisper
Listen
deep
for the whisper,
inside.
Janice Stanfield. And I wrote the one that we did before, Be Still.
Beautiful. Thank you. As always, a pleasure to have you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jill, and I'm one of the practitioners here to do announcements. And the first one, look at all your beautiful faces. Isn't that lovely to just look out at this field of love? Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Today's potluck, and it would be wonderful if you joined us today. If you didn't bring anything, I'm sure there's lots there, and it'll be wonderful to have your presence with us. And today is also membership due day. So if you are joining us at the AGM and voting and having pizza, please sign up for your membership. If you haven't done that, you can go online and do it. Or you can actually, we have applications at the back there. So, and Miss Deanne, she's pointing, she has the membership application there and the $20. So be sure to join up if you haven't done it already. And, next Sunday is our drumming circle day, which is great. This has been a great event. It's been wonderful, well received, and it's so much fun. So if you'd like to do that, please register online, and Kwasi will be here to give us another round. So it would be great. That's from 12 to 1 next Sunday. And then on Thursday, February 27th, Miss Deanne and I will be running Morning Sacred Circle at 10:30 online, so please join us, and that is on Zoom. And it's still not too late to join 40 Days of Prayer. And if you haven't done it, please join. You don't have to come to any meetings. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to sign up, and you'll get this wonderful email from our minister, our beloved minister, and it has a wonderful prayer in there. And the other day I was listening to Ernie, so that was very good. It was great listening to Ernie. His voice really wasn't that way. It just sounds really weird in the old recordings, but it's well worth it. So please join us for that. And March 30th is our AGM, and it will be a joy to have you there and join us. And I think that's everything. And with this, we'll just welcome back Reverend Tamara. Thank you.
May I add a little announcement, please?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I forgot to ask.
The next time I'm here is April 20th, and so I'm taking advantage of this moment to let you all know. Do we have any Joni Mitchell fans in the audience?
Yes.
Of course we do. Good. Well, you'll be very happy to know that on April 19th, the night before I'll be here again, I will be performing as part of a Joni Mitchell tribute at Blue Frog Studios called Every Song is a Little Adventure. If you go to Blue Frog Studios website now, the tickets are already available. So Saturday, April 19th at Blue Frog Studio. Come and enjoy some Joni Mitchell music.
Thanks. And Nathan, when do you leave to go on your communal walk
I
again?
will be leaving on May 30th and coming back June 20th.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I am so ready.
Are you?
I've already started doing my training walks.
You've been
worked on
walking?
15-kilometer walks 3 times a week.
Okay, and how long do you have to walk each day usually? Approx.
About 25 kilometers a day.
25
so it's
a
like
day.
doing a half marathon every day.
Okay, wow. I know. 2026, if I have a new hip, it's on my list.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. Well, thank you, Nathen. And we always appreciate having you here. Your insight and wisdom and the song choice is always fabulous. We love it, love it.
Feelings mutual.
There's one other thing that I forgot to do a slide up for in our announcements, and I didn't tell Jill about, but on April 6th, if you are available, it's not on our website yet, I'm just getting it all sorted out, we're going to actually do a visioning session. So stay afterwards, because we're going to do a visioning session for our center of what it is that we are envisioning, like a space that has storage, a space that we don't have to lug everything back and forth, a space that has ample parking. So those are just, I'm outlining some of the things I want, but if they come through in your vision, that would be fabulous. but join us. Let's hear Spirit's highest wisdom for that. And I want to thank Rhonda and, well, Sandy's not here today, for coming up with the idea. Is it, and Paul's got it, April 6th. April 6th. So it'll be right after Sunday service. It's the first Sunday of April that we're going to be doing that. And so on the note of newness and excitement, I decided to make us a new slide today for our gratitude affirmation. But we'll still do our normal time of gratitude where we take a moment and acknowledge the gifts that we have to give, whether it's time, treasure, or talent, and know a specific good for ourselves, and know a specific good for our center. So with that, I ask you to join me in our new affirmation that says, with a grateful heart, I joyfully and mindfully give, knowing that abundance flows through us and our community thrives. As I share, I know I am blessed, and so it is. I'd like to bring up the ushers now, and I think Nathan's going to sing another song for us. Yay! Yes. And don't forget to grab a little joy note as participating in that law of circulation, everyone. And I'll grab one for our online people too. Thank you. And knowing online, there's always, you can donate either by e-transfer, PayPal, online, all sorts of things. And yes, go ahead, Nathen. Thanks.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun. I should have got Michelle to sing up that response there to help lead us.
I will remember
Next
that next
time. Yeah. Next time, Michelle. Oh, are we? No, she's changing. Change. What is change?
It goes with you.
It goes with me. Yes, it does. See, we already had a few changes today. So I just take a moment to bless all these beautiful gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Knowing that each gift contributes to this community, contributes to our musicians, contributes to our space, contributes to us going out into the world and doing wonderful things. I know that life is good, and so it is. So it is. So today for practitioners, we have Jill and Diane and myself, if you would like prayer. And online, I believe we have Catherine. Do you want to spotlight Catherine for us, Michael, so you can see her? There she is. Hi, Catherine. She is fabulous. So online people, if you would like to do prayer, just message Catherine, and she will take you into a breakout room, and you guys, you can do prayer together. So we are so grateful that we have our prayer practitioners who are always with us. And I'd also like to read out our joy blessing for our online community. Today, it says, I'm breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Perfect for today. Thank you, thank you. All right, well, let's stand for our closing affirmation. I think I'm right? Yep. It's going to be the blank today. I think the blank one, what are we going to say? The blank. Connection. Yes, good one, Diane. Connection. All right, so let's do this all together. Something wonderful is happening in me right now. It's this thing called life. It's this thing called love. It's this thing called connection. I know it. I feel it. I express it. I am it. And so it is. We turn it over to Nathen. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God.
Woo! Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Nathen. Yeah, it's already turned around. So everybody say goodbye to everybody online. Thanks, everybody. Have a fabulous day. Enjoy the sun.